Hey guys, and welcome to another week of WoW Weekly with Myst. And for this week, we have Battlegrounds will be the weekly. There will also be PvP Brawl. It'll be South Shore versus Terran Mill. Ungoro Madness is a micro event that shows up every so often, so it's going to be available on the 17th and it'll run for 2 days. Basically, it's a just for fun type event. There's nothing you really get out of it. Out in Ungoro Crater, there'll be a bunch of bosses that spawn all over the place, and each boss drops an item called Dino Mojo. And basically you throw that to another player and it grants both of you guys a random adaptation. And basically what the adaptation buffs are is it'll have one of the following auras. So one of the auras is Sharp Claws. That does 3% more damage. Bone Carapace is damage taken reduced by it actually says 0%, so we'll leave that alone. I'm not totally sure what the percentage is on that one. And lightning speed, movement speed will be increased by 3%, and massive is when your size is increased by 4%. Keep in mind, though, that if you enter any battlegrounds or instances of a type like that, your buff will be disabled. And the buff does also persist through death, and it will stay for the entire duration of the event. And also, Trial of Style is back, and that will start March 20th, and it'll run till the 24th. Trial of Style is an event that only really shows up twice a year and is, 4 to 5 days when it does show up. And this is the first one for Shadowlands, so maybe with any luck there'll be some new transmogs that you can get. And one thing I discovered last year when I did Trial of Style was that when it's active, you can actually transmog any of your gear for completely free. So that's one cool little perk to the event. Now, usually I include the renown rewards in the WoW Weekly videos. That has come to a stop because last week we were able to get to 40, which is the max renown right now. So that will be something that will not be in the WoW Weekly until that max is upped, which won't happen till 9.1. So we're skipping past that. There's nothing really to say on renown. Okay, as for my goals and progression, goals was a rep for this week. I didn't get a new one to Exalted, but it's pretty close. Court of Harvesters is now sitting pretty close to Exalted, as you can see in the screenshot here. Avowed, I still have not returned back to that. I'm gonna attempt tonight, and we'll just see. And Venari is... Well, I think I hit Cordial last week, so I don't think Venari is an improvement for this week's goals. I believe I had that last week. But this coming up week, I should for sure have Court of Harvesters at Exalted. That was the goal, but honestly, what I did focus this week was time walking. I brought in my healer, and my main did 1 dungeon, and then I brought in my lock through all 5. So the healer did 5 so that I could take advantage of the weekly quest. The lock did 5 to take advantage of the weekly quest. And then my druid just did 1. The reason my druid did 1 is because I don't really need the weekly quest. It doesn't upgrade my gear. But if you do 1 dungeon, you will get the quest to hand in the badges. So if you are after badges, doing 1 dungeon on multiple characters is actually a really smart way of gaining badges. pretty much my druid is just stacking badges for when they bring out Legion time walking. I have purchased everything, like the toys and the transmogs and the mounts and all that. So I'm just kind of racking up currency for when they bring out Legion. I did the same thing prior to WoD releasing back in BFA when they brought WoD time walking in. I had been stacking badges for that as well, and by the time it came, I was able to get both mounts. So it's a smart way to prepare yourself for when the new time walking appears. So for this week's goals, we're going to stick to the rep grind. Okay, so there isn't actually a whole lot of news this week, so I thought we'd go over some undocumented changes having to do with the 9.0.5. One of those changes is Rendell from Castle Nothria. Those that maybe don't raid, basically he is a guy that you can repair through. And it's been kind of a running joke that he's making a killing off the raiders in Castle Nothria. And now he actually has a pile of gold behind him. So it definitely looks like, Blizzard is showing us his financial worth, more or less. Another change was mailboxes. So in Oribos, as you guys probably know, there's been always just the one mailbox. There is now 2 more mailboxes that have been added. Here is a screenshot. So this is your map where you see the circles is where all the mailboxes are. I always have mailboxes tracking on my mini map, so that's how I generally know. But now there's, more locations, so not everyone needs to be crowded at one single mailbox anymore. So that, I think that's a very good addition. I thought it was weird how Oribos only had one single mailbox. Another change was a new bat has been added to Sinfall on the main level across from the internal terrace mirror. And 4 new Sinrunner taxis that take players to the hole in the wall were added in the Sinfall area as well. One change that you guys may have noticed, I noticed it right away when the patch went live, is that the Great Vault has an icon now on your map. So that was one big one that caught my eye right away. And so very easy to find the Great Vault now if you didn't know what area it was in. And that is it, guys. Like I said, not a whole lot of news going on this week. One additional thing I thought we would do this week, just for those that don't play the Necro Covenant, since this is my Horde lock here, my Blood Elf lock, who not only finished the campaign this week. Actually, I should have put this in the progression section of this video, but one big progression I did this past week was this lock. I had her, she's been 60 for a while. She was the second 60 that I got, but then I left her alone so I could focus on my main, and I recently returned to her this past week and decided that, I wanted to gear her because she's in a raiding guild, so I need to get her, up to par. And so I decided to finish the campaign. I had left her at 3/9 in the campaign. And so I did that all in one night. I got the campaign done. By the time I did the campaign, she was almost the level she was the level to get into LFR, so then I geared her a little bit in there to get the item level a little higher. And yeah, so I thought it would be cool to show you guys how the campaign ends in Necro, because I know it's a little wonky when it comes to the Covenants, because if you want to know everything that goes on in the Covenants, you have to play all the Covenants, right? So this would be one way for you guys, you know, if you're interested, to know how the campaign ends on a Necro. So that is how we are going to end the video. I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed the Necro campaign, and I'd also like to add, in case you didn't notice from what I just said, that the catch-up system is really good. I got from 3/9 to 9/9 in one night. My renown was like 14, I think, when I started, and it got all the way up to 30. Granted, 5 of that renown came from me doing LFR, which is my next point. LFR gives amazing renown if you're behind. I was getting 1 to 2 renown per wing. So definitely suggest, even if you're not an LFR person and you don't like LFR, if you're behind in renown, highly suggest it. So that concludes our weekly news this week. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you enjoy the campaign ending here. I will, of course, edit, you know, some of it so that you're not watching every single little battle, but I do hope you enjoy it. I had a lot of fun doing the Necro stuff, and now I have 2 out of 4 campaigns fully complete. Unfortunately, 2 of my characters are in the Necro, so yeah. But I now have done the full campaign for Necro and the full campaign for Night Fae. So now we're just moving on to the last 2. And yeah, I've got a lot of work ahead of me because I'm a transmog collector, so yeah, I need like 16 characters in these Covenants. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
Your efforts are futile. You cannot stop my ritual.
I will unmake you.
You are too late. The way opens. Destroy these meddlers.
That beast is incinerating our forces. We'll be overrun.
Necrolords, hold your ground. We will not fail Maldraxxus.
Hail, Baroness. Revendreth stands with you.
The beast is exposed! Moorwalker, strike it down! We will keep you covered!
Well fought, Moorwalker. Now for Kel'Thuzar. Baroness Draka has begun her assault. Give the order, and I will bring you to the battle.
I did not expect you to...
Hope is not a requirement for duty. Revendreth must endure. What an impressive gathering. So many courageous champions. I am truly honored. Why, Prince Kael'thas, is that you? I never did properly thank you for the use of your Sunwell.
Enough! Kel'Thuzad, you have defied the laws of the Primus and conspired to bring ruin upon Maldraxxus. Surrender, or be destroyed.
Fools! It was all too easy to sow chaos and discord within your squabbling houses. The jailer's plan unfolds exactly as intended. A pity you will not see it come to fruition.
Kel'Thuzad is siphoning power from Margrave Sindane. Weaken him so I might use the staff to release her.
Interlopers, you will not escape your fate!
We are not the ones you need to fear, Kel'Thuzad.
Your cause is lost, usurper. Now you'll answer for your crimes against Maldraxxus. And against me.
Foolish Margrave, your victory is a hollow one. The medallion is ours. Let us return to Revendreth.
What? We cannot simply leave. Not while Kel'Thuzad yet lives. I will have vengeance for Silvermoon.
His fate is not yours to decide.
Come, Lich. The Banished One calls you to his side.
Kel'Thuzad is gone, yet your forces remain. Were I the suspicious sort, I might believe you were plotting to unseat me as Margrave.
Not if you will agree to join our cause, Sindane. Your strength is needed if we are to thwart the jailer.
I see now the true threat before us. The House of Rituals stands with you. As proof of my good faith, I offer this staff, once wielded by the Primus himself.
We will return the staff to the seat of the Primus. It shall serve as a reminder of our victory. Though Kel'Thuzad escaped justice, his shadow has been driven from Maldraxxus, and we have gained an uneasy ally in Margrave Sindane.
I admit I had doubts about you at first, Mawwalker. But you have proven to be a valuable champion of our Covenant.
There is much still to be done. Vyraz must answer for his treachery, and Kel'Thuzad as well.
Indeed. But now let us bring the staff of the Primus to our sanctum, and savor our victory. Mawwalker, your deeds this day will be remembered for all eternity.
Balmadar, you colluded with outsiders to defy your house. And your Margrave.
Only to expose Kel'Thuzad's treachery and restore your rightful rule.
Indeed. Then it is only fitting that you atone for your indiscretions. As my Baron. From this day forth, you will serve as my liaison to Baroness Draka.
I will not fail you, my Margrave.
For the honor of the Blade Sworn. Strength comes from the heart. Even here, I protect the weak.
Focus, strategy, relentlessness. These are the weapons of the Necro Lords. Victory will be claimed not by a single house, but through the strength of our covenant. For Maldraxxus. Work complete.
How goes the fight? For breakfast, for Atherin.